Melanie Gertis. I'm the licensed counselor for Victoria College. And we have Eric De Santos here for the student health and wellness. And he's going to be talking about don't be stressed. Time management is key. And I need to share my screen. Okay.
All right, cool. Can y'all hear me? All right, cool. Well, my name is Eric De Los Santos. I work with Midcoast Family Services, and I am a prevention specialist here in Victoria, working with Midcoast Family Services. I've been working with the organization for about 10 years, and I love what I do. And I work mainly with elementary age students, but I do have experience working with middle school students and even high school students, and a little bit with college age. And so part of my job is to go out to the schools before COVID, of course, but part of my job is to educate young people about making good choices and saying no to drugs and alcohol and all that important stuff. And another part of my job is to also go out to the schools and when, of course, before COVID, was to put on red ribbon shows, which was really, really awesome. That happens to be one of my favorite things about my job, is going out to the schools and putting on a red ribbon show for the young people and just hearing them laugh and enjoy the show. It means a lot. And so with that show, we put on a great informative show for them, and also the message is usually saying no to drugs and alcohol, and teaching them about different ways to say no. And so for my presentation, the title is Don't Be Stressed, Time Management is Key. And we're talking a lot about wellness and staying stress-free. That's part of our wellness, and finding healthy ways to cope with our stress. It also goes with wellness, okay? All right, change slide. Okay, so what is time management? Okay, well, first of all, before we get started, I told you to get a piece of paper and get something to write with. If you don't, take one out now. Okay, and so I want you to write on your piece of paper, like when during those times where you decided to procrastinate, what are your feelings? What is the type of feelings that you have? What is it? Nervousness, feeling overwhelmed, stressed even? Like, what is the initial feelings that you feel when all of a sudden, oh, I have to study for this test, I have to cram and all this stuff? Like, what is the initial feelings you have? And then you can write that on your paper, and then you can record that on the chat, or you can unmute yourself and talk about what you wrote.
I feel like most times when I procrastinate, it's just from pure exhaustion because I've loaded too much on myself at once and I get cognitive overload and I just cannot put any more in there.
Yeah, cognitive overload. Yeah, and then that causes more stress. Is like, oh my gosh, I have so much to do, but I'm so tired. Yeah. What else?
I feel disappointed in myself when I do.
Okay, disappointed. Wishing I could have done, or I could have planned better to prepare. Yeah. I know for me, whenever I procrastinate, I do feel that way as well. I was like, oh no, I should have planned a little bit better. Yeah.
I guess going off of both, there's like stress. True, I do feel guilt afterward, but then at the same time, it's like kind of like guilty pleasure. I kind of feel like I deserve it, and like I'll put it off, but then eventually I'm last minute like, oh no, stressing even more than I would have done if I just did it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So stressed. Okay. Okay, we have someone in the chat. Jay Briones says, just tired, trying to rush to finish everything on time. Yeah. Feeling tired, feeling rushed. Okay, one more. Okay, I'll share mine because we have all procrastinated at some point. We all have experienced procrastination, whether it be school or work or anything like that. We all experienced it before. I know I'll share what I feel when during those times of procrastination. Number one, feeling stress, thinking, oh, I should have, I have so much to do and so little time. Pressure, even just feeling that pressure, like, oh, I have to do well on this, but I don't have enough time to to be able to do well. Okay, and so today part of helping with stress is time management. Okay, and so what is time management? It is the ability to use one's time effectively or productively, especially with work, school, and even home life, trying to fit everything in, um, whether it be chores, work, um, and then even school, having papers and projects. Even you're already almost to the end of the school year. We're already in the 10th week already, and we're getting closer to the end of semester. Yay, right? And the reason why I'm saying I am also in school. I'm in the master's program too, and so I'm having to manage my time of work and school and working on my grades and papers and different presentations for school and even work. And so I have a lot to do as well. And so even for y'all, you're just it's already a little bit over mid-semester. You're already doing some exams and then working on different projects and stuff like that, getting ready for the end of the school year or getting ready for the end of the semester. And so sometimes it could be a little bit stressful at this time of the year, trying to fit all that stuff in because we have our families and we have work and then now school and on top of that. And so good time management enables an individual to complete more in a shorter time period, lower stress, and leads to work and school success, which is amazing. We want to be successful with our schooling. We want to make good grades and pass, and so that we can go on so that we won't have to worry about that class. We can move on and go further into our education. And even with work too, like we want to do well and perform well and show our bosses that we're doing a good job. Am I right? Yeah. Okay. And then poor time management skills can cause us to have a lack of sleep. I know when I'm procrastinating, sometimes when I go to bed is when my brain, this happens for all of us. Sometimes our brain just doesn't shut off when we're asleep. And then we just constantly thinking about things that we have to do the next day or later in the week. And sometimes it could cause us to not get enough sleep because we're wide awake during those times. But also like having good time management, you don't have to worry about that. That takes one thing, that takes one less thing away from what you have to think about when you're going to sleep. Unhappiness, because I know sometimes when we are not having enough time, sometimes we can become too stressed and become unhappy because you're so worried about everything. Even our health can suffer too because of stress. Stress can have a huge effect on our health, and I want to talk a little bit more about that later on. And just the thought of having too little time to complete work is enough to make some people feel stressed. Okay. Okay, so why is time management important? Okay, change slide. Okay. why do we need time management? Why is it important? So the first one, it says improve self-discipline. Just knowing, hey, if I wake up at least an hour or two early than I have to get things done, like for example, getting up and working out because you know that you have to study for a test this evening because you have the whole morning is full of classes, and then you have the full afternoon booked up because of club meetings and all that stuff, and then you have to work. And so, having good self-discipline is planning ahead, okay, and saying, hey, I have to wake up early to get some things done, even some reading, even, or to go work out, exercise. That's having good self-discipline, planning ahead and following through with it. Okay. Okay, so the next one is improves the quality of work. Okay, the more time that we have at something, the more that our work is going to be great. Okay, and so the more time that we have, the more likely that we are going to be able to perform or work on that paper as long as we need to be able to finish it. Give yourself, I know your teachers give you opportunities to know, especially on your syllabus, your teachers give you some dates that you have to know and remember when your papers or projects are due. Just giving yourself a few weeks in advance to be able to work on that, you're more likely going to perform really well and probably make a good grade because you have a lot of time to work on it. Okay, the next one is winding down is essential. Relaxing is so important. Okay, planning that in your day or planning that in your week. Saying, hey, Sundays are going to be my day to relax so that I can go walk my dog or watch Netflix, watch your favorite show on Netflix. Just plan a day where you can relax and just kind of de-stress a little bit or take a break from work and homework. Okay, and also it's important because it reduces stress. Okay, and so I'm going to ask you some questions. Okay, do you feel as though, this is the first question, do you feel as though you're always busy but accomplish little? Okay, yes or no? Okay. Is there something that's been keeping you up at night with worry? Okay. Are you unable to complete your work? And if you answer yes to one or more of those questions, you're likely to feel stress, okay? Or it's more likely to cause more stress than you need to. And then just being able to manage your time, it can reduce your stress. Okay, the next one is it opens up new possibilities, okay? And so with this, you'll be able to have more free time. Okay, if you plan to schedule in more time to be with your friends or to be with your family, this gives you new opportunities to be able to do those things with the people that you care about. Okay. And the next one is it helps your personal relationships too. Okay. Good time management skills are essential to having strong, productive relationships. The more free time you have to spend with your friends and family, the better your relationships will be. You'll make better decisions, have better ideas, and people around you will notice. Stronger personal relationships will enhance all aspects of life. Okay, and plus it will make us happier, and also we'll, just having fun and spending time with your friends can lower our stress level too. And then the next one is improves your grades and career. Okay, having better time management can improve your grades and career because you're getting more stuff done and you're having more time to work on the things that you need to work on. You're not getting rushed. You're not, when you procrastinate, you're rushing and trying to get it done. A lot of times when that happens, you're just typing. If it's a paper, you're just typing the information down. You're not really reading it after because you're so tired. You don't feel like reading it after, and then you turn it in once you're done. You don't know if it sounds good. You don't know if it's a quality paper, and because there's not a lot of time to look through it and proofread it. Okay, and so when you plan your studies where you have enough time to work on these things, set small goals for yourself and work on those goals and achieve them, then you're better able to have better grades. Okay, and the next one, it enhances your decision-making ability. And what that means is you're able to decide, okay, I need to, what is more important? Is I have a test this week, so I need to study for that. Just having those, making those decisions to know and decipher which thing needs to be done first, okay? You can accomplish more. And the last one is it stops you from missing opportunities, okay? To whether it be, you know, missing, you know, having an opportunity to impress your boss or even to impress your teacher. Okay, so yeah, change slide. All right, so how to use time management effectively. Okay, so like I mentioned before, set small goals for yourself. Use the SMART method, S-M-A-R-T, okay? So what the S is specific, okay? Find out, decide on a goal that's specific. Like for example, your goal is to finish reading 15 pages out of one chapter, okay? Okay, be specific with that goal. State how much reading you need to get done, or to write 2 paragraphs in your paper. Be specific, okay? And then the next one is measurable. Like I said, you know, 15 pages, that's measurable. You can read 15 pages in one night from your textbook, okay? The next one is attainable, something that you can be able to reach, something that you can be able to attain, okay? Relevant, something that's important right now and what you need to get done. Of course, you need to read your book for a test. That's relevant. You need to read your book before a lecture, of course. And then timely, okay? Give yourself 2 hours to read 15 or 20 pages out of your time, out of your night, okay? And the next one is prioritize wisely, okay? Prioritize what needs to get done. What is most important, okay? If you have a test that week, that's important. If you have a presentation for your speech class, that's important. You need to get ready for that. The next one is set time limits to complete tasks, okay? Like I said, set maybe 2 hours to work on your paper, set 2 hours to read 15 to 20 pages from your textbook. And the next one is take breaks between tasks, okay? So this is so important. Breaks are so important when you're working on something. You need to be refreshed. You need to do something else. I know for me, whenever I'm working on something, I have to do something else. If I work 15 minutes on one task, like for example, reading or working on my paper, I have to do something else. I have to go outside for a little bit for about 5 minutes, or I have to go fold laundry. I have to do that. I have to do something else. Okay, take breaks. That's so important. Do something else. Okay, so that you can be refreshed and then go back renewed, and you can be able to get things done. And then organize yourself. I have a calendar. I'm sure y'all already know this. This is my calendar. I like something. I usually don't type the things I need to get done for school in my computer calendar. I have something like this so that I can look at it, put it in my backpack or bag. If I'm decide to go study at a library, I can keep this, and I write down what I need to get done. Okay, and I color code my classes, and I write down what I need to get done. And so I look at this. I look at my calendar often, and that helps me to know, okay, this is what I need to get done for my class for the week. Okay, and do this. Write in your calendar. Get a calendar before each semester. and write down important dates, okay, at the very beginning of the semester, okay? That's important. Organize yourself. You're in college right now. It's so important to organize yourself, and that skill will help you later on when in your chosen careers after college. Okay, and plan ahead. This is so important. What I started doing and what I find to be so helpful for me is to make to-do lists. Okay, you can make your to-do list for the week. You can make it on Sunday nights before the school week starts, or you can wait until Monday once you know what your professor has you doing, if it's an online class or whatever, because usually they post what needs to get done on Blackboard or whatever, or Pirate Portal, right? Is that what y'all use? Okay. They usually post all your assignments and things that you need to get done, quizzes and all of that on there. You can put that in your to-do list and then just check it off each time. Just the feeling of knowing, hey, I completed something for that day is amazing. Just has a good feeling, okay? And then also another thing too that I learned, because I find that graduate school has a lot of reading, a lot of projects and stuff to prepare for tests. What I do that's helpful for me to get my reading done is to find out, like for your, let's just say history class, okay? Go in your syllabus, okay? You know how your teacher has the number of pages you have to read or the chapters you have to read, okay? Go in your book and find out how many pages you have to read and split that up into the number of days of, like, for example, if you have 5 days to read that chapter, split it up into 5 days. And that gives you, you don't have to read a full chapter in one night. Okay, it helps you to split it up into 5 days. Does that make sense? And so you're having to read 10 pages in one night or 15 pages in one night, and you'll have more time to work on other things, to work on things you need to get done at home or anything like that, or to be able to hang out with your friends and stuff like that, do fun things, because it's nice to get away from your books every once in a while. And so that's a good way to that's a good tip that I want to let y'all know about. Okay, change slide. Okay, so I have a video. This is really cool. It's called the Pomodoro method. I don't know if y'all heard about this or anything like that, but it's a TED Talk. And yeah, if you're able to show it, just click on the link. Yeah.
Did it take me away where you can't see it?
Okay.
I think I have to stop sharing and then reshare.
Okay.
Can you hear it?
No? Oh, okay. Okay, I can explain it. If it doesn't work, I can explain it.
You have to optimize for the video. When you go to share it, there should be a little drop down tab that'll optimize for sharing the audio with it.
Okay. Hold on. Thank you for that. I don't know.
Thank you.
Optimize motion. Okay, I see it.
Friends, that I was doing a talk on a study method that I used, I could see the collective look of disgust that swept across their faces as they processed what I just told them. So bear with me, as I firmly believe that the Pomodoro method has the power to change your life. My typical cycle of studying used to start out determined. I would come home, sit down at my desk, and do a couple of worksheets. The only problem was that productiveness only lasted for an hour, as I would easily get distracted. I would usually spend a couple hours on my phone, and then I would snap back into determination, but find myself getting burned out once again as the minutes ticked away. I would work until I physically couldn't anymore. I'd pass out, utterly exhausted. In my rigorous course choice this year, I had made myself promise that I would be productive. I had to succeed, and yet I failed to do that every single day. I struggled to stay afloat, fatigued, stressed, and strained, and I snapped as a result. And quite truthfully, I was disappointed with myself. Then, one day, I came across a video. It was a video telling me how to study better. And I was intrigued by one specific tip, the Pomodoro method. So what is it exactly? Well, you start out by deciding on a task and estimating the amount of time that it will take you. Take, for instance, this AP World chapter outline. I estimate that it will take me 4 hours of work, give or take. But instead of thinking about the outline as 4 hours of work, I'm going to think about it in terms of 25-minute increments, or Pomodoros. So this outline would, in theory, take me 8 Pomodoros. The next step is to work for those 25 minutes with absolutely no distractions, or you have to restart the Pomodoro. But after that hyper-focused work, you get to reward yourself with a 5-minute break, which serves to recharge and refresh you in preparation for the next Pomodoro. 4 cycles of this pattern of 25, 5 minutes, and then you get to take a long break, 15 to 30 minutes. For myself, I typically still try to stay off my phone during these breaks and make some coffee, take a short walk, or when I want to feel super productive, I'll do chores. I know, shocker. This method was actually developed in the 90s by Francisco Cirillo, who named the system Pomodoro, which means tomato in Italian, after this 25-minute kitchen timer that he used to track his work. And it is important to know that although he developed the system for a 25 5-minute pattern, the Pomodoro is a fluid system. It's designed to help you and help you with your work. For myself, I stick to the traditional 25 5-minute pattern when I'm doing worksheets or studying for tests. But for longer, more time-consuming assignments like, let's say, projects or essays, I choose to work for much longer increments and take shorter breaks. So here I am now. I'm still not the perfect student, and I want to iterate that, but the Pomodoro has changed me. It's changed the way I think and act about my work. When needed, I could spend a full day simply working, as I am just recharged and kept stimulated through the whole day. With a timer constantly ticking, I find myself working quickly in order to achieve and accomplish those goals through each 25-minute increment. And quite truthfully, it just feels so much more rewarding and fulfilling. Being able to check things off after the other, watching your pile of work go down, knowing that you accomplished something that day instead of, not to call you out, but wasting 2 hours on Netflix. So now it's my turn to ask you, are you as efficient as you can be? Are you productive, or does your time seem to just slip away? Do you complete your work, or is it scraped together at the last minute? The Pomodoro is a fluid system designed to help you produce higher quality work in a shorter amount of time. But whatever method, I encourage you to think about your time differently, to set goals for yourself and strive to meet them, to set aside the constant distractions and focus on your tasks at hand. You never know how much time you really have until you start to use it. And it looks like my break is over. Thank you.
All right, so as the video said, that's a method of studying, and I started using that method. It helps me to stay focused for 25-minute increments and then have a 5-minute break, and it's a lot better than trying to study for 2 hours straight or 3 hours straight, trying to cram all that stuff. And of course, you're going to be tired And so this gives you the opportunity to just split it up into 25 minutes. And then after 4 Pomodoros, meaning 4 25 minutes and 5 minutes break, you have to do 4 of those. And then you can give yourself a longer break after that, after you're done with 4 Pomodoros. Does it make sense? Okay. So yeah, it's a great method. I enjoy it. It helps me to not be overwhelmed with things I have to get done, and I find that I get more stuff done because I'm like, I have to finish this before I take my break. So yeah. Okay, change slide. So what is stress? It is a feeling of emotional or physical tension. It comes from every event or thoughts that makes you feel frustrated, angry, or nervous. Okay, like the feeling, oh, I have to study, I have this paper due, it's due tomorrow, or it's due, it's due in a few days, and I have to get this done. It's 6 pages, I have to get it done. Of course, that's going to make you feel, very tense or nervous about it. The next one is stress is your body's reaction to a challenge or demand. Stress can be positive when it helps you to avoid danger or meet a deadline. We call it, I'm sure you heard about this in your psychology classes, fright and flight effect, where you feel like something is or you feel like you're in danger and you have to get away from it. Okay, and so that's in a way that's a positive form of stress. And then sometimes with a little bit of stress, it can help us to work or perform well. The next one is stress is a normal feeling. We all are going to be stressed at some point. I know for me, I have felt stress before. Each one of us at certain points, we all have felt stress. And then, but when stress lasts for a long time, it can harm your health, okay? And we call that chronic stress, okay? There's 2 different types of stress, and I'm gonna talk about that in the next slide. So we have acute stress and chronic stress. Acute stress is short-term stress that goes away fairly quickly. Like for example, you may feel stressed right before a final or right before you have to give a presentation in speech class, or any other situation, or even right before an interview for a job. You may feel a little bit stressed. You may feel a little bit stressed or nervous about the situation. And the next one is chronic stress, and this one is a little bit more serious. It lasts for a longer period of time. Usually goes on for weeks or months, and then sometimes some situations could be a death in the family or any personal family things going on that can cause stress. And it could cause stress in a longer period of time. That can be very harmful. Okay, next slide. Okay, stress in your body. When you are experiencing chronic stress, your body stays alert, even though there's no danger. Over time, it can put your body at risk for health problems. Our bodies, our bodies, these reactions, they're made to keep us safe or keep us from danger. And a lot of times when we're so in high alert of the situation, it could cause high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, mostly high blood pressure and heart disease. If that's constantly going on, your blood pressure is always higher or your pulse is always high. That's going to have a lot of wear and tear to your body. And then also, it could cause diabetes or even obesity. There's many different reasons for obesity. A lot of times, sometimes, with stress, some people may choose to eat the bad foods or drinks, and that can cause obesity as well, or even diabetes. And then also it can cause depression and anxiety because you're constantly worrying about what you're stressed about. And then it could cause skin problems such as acne or eczema. Okay, so those are just some of the things I can call that stress can cause to your body. Okay, if it's chronic, or if it lasts for a long time. Okay, change slide. Signs of too much stress. Okay, so diarrhea, constipation, forgetfulness, frequent aches and pains, headaches, lack of energy or focus, feeling tired because you're not getting enough sleep, trouble sleeping or sleeping too much, upset stomach, and then use of tobacco, alcohol, or drugs to relax. Sometimes, you may hear of adults say, "Oh, tobacco helps me to relax," or "I need a drink for the weekend," or anything like that. Those are the wrong ways of coping with stress. Okay, it just only covers it up for a little bit, but your stress will always be there, and that's why it's so important to manage it before it gets too much. And then weight loss or weight gain. Okay, stress can cause many types of physical or emotional symptoms. Sometimes you may not realize these symptoms are caused by stress. Here are some signs that stress may be affecting you. When you have stress, there are ways to manage it. Okay, so we're going to talk about some ways to manage stress. Change slide. So I'm going to ask you this. You can type it, answer this question in the chat, or you can unmute yourself. Okay. How do you manage stress? How do you manage your stress? Okay, working out. There's some people typing. Cleaning. Okay. Yeah. Working out, that's what I do. If I feel stressed, lifting weight or anything like that, I feel that's helpful for me. Meditation, okay, good. I like that. Some good ideas.
I would say, sometimes when I'm super stressed, I always make sure I set some time around. Since I live by myself, I always make sure I like stress. I would set a time to go visit my family to like de-stress, socialize.
Yeah, definitely. Have fun a little bit, right? Go see people. People that you love and care about can definitely help you with your mood. Listen to music, cleaning, car rides, go on a run. Yes, car rides, listening to music while you're in a car driving. That's what I like to do that too. What else? Okay, those are all great ideas that can help you manage your stress. And so I'm going to go over some techniques with you guys. This is going to be a little bit fun. The first one, we'll go over one because of time. Let's see. Oh, next slide. Okay. Okay. I was skipping one slide. Okay. Ways to manage stress. We have eat healthy meals with plenty of fruits and vegetables. Being in college is so easy to get fast food because you're at school all day, and Wendy's is nearby, and Dairy Queen is just across the streets, and it's just so easy to get in your car and drive across the streets to Dairy Queen and get something to eat for lunch or dinner. But a good thing to do is to help manage your stress is to eat healthy dinners. It can, just knowing, hey, I am eating something good that's helping me feel my body. It's a good feeling. Exercise regularly. Avoid caffeine, okay, because it increases anxiety and agitation. I know that's difficult because being in school, sometimes you're up late and then you have an early class at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's so yes. And I've been in college before. I'm still in college, and so just it's so caffeine can help sometimes, but also but if you're feeling that you're stressed or too stressed right now, maybe caffeine is not a good thing to drink at that moment, because it can increase anxiety and agitation. Do things that you enjoy. Okay, listening to music, being outdoors, dancing, reading. Reading books that are outside of your textbooks. Get good amounts of rest. Okay, that's important. And avoid alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs. That is so important, because those things are only temporary. Okay, it's just a temporary cover up to, and a lot of times they won't make you feel good. Sometimes it can increase your mood. It can make some people more agitated or more angry or anything like that. And then once the alcohol and the tobacco and other drugs wear off, the stress is still there, and plus it's unhealthy. It hurts your health, it hurts your body, and it decreases the years of living, of course. Okay. State feelings in a clear way. Okay. State feelings in a clear way. Decrease negative self-talk. Okay, that's important. Say, hey, never say, I'm never going to get this done or anything like that. Change that way of thinking and say, hey, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to try to study as much as I can, and this is going to help me. Be with friends who help you cope in a positive way. Talk to caring adults or other trusted friends. Okay. Talk to people that you trust. Okay, that can help with stress. And then also humor and laughter. Okay, find your favorite TV show. I like Friends. That's my favorite show. That's my go-to show if I need a laugh. Okay, even though I've seen Friends like so many times, I like it. I love Friends. That's one of my favorite shows, and it's funny. So if I need to de-stress, I'll watch that. Manage time appropriately. Time management is key. Learn relaxation techniques such as deep breathing, muscle relaxation, and meditation. Okay, so we're going to go over some techniques, maybe one today. Okay, okay, so let's go to the next slide. So we're going to practice coping techniques. Next slide. Okay, so deep breathing exercise. This, I find this, I even do this myself. This helps with, to keep your pulse down, heart rate down, and also helps with your blood pressure as well. Because sometimes when we feel stressed, our blood pressure rises and our pulse rises, and we need to lower it down. And deep breathing helps in tremendous ways. So we're going to practice this. Okay, so we're going to sit, put your arms down like this, and we're going to breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and breathe out for 4. Okay, we're going to breathe in, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, breathe out all those worries and all those things that you're stressed about. Breathe in for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, and breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, and breathe out, 2, 3, 4. All right, you can do that however many times you need to, and it just helps you to relax and just breathe out all those things that you are stressed about, and it helps you to keep your mind off of what you're feeling. And also, it's a good technique to use right before a test, right before you walk into the classroom. Are y'all having face-to-face classes, or is it online, mainly online? Can you unmute yourself? Okay, online. Okay.
Yeah, we have both.
Yeah, it's a combination. Some face-to-face, some through WebEx.
Okay. If you have a test, or even or even right before you take an online test, do this technique, right before you click begin on your test. And so that helps to
Yes,
help
I'm
with
here to
your,
help.
okay. It helps with your, helps with stress. Okay. Okay. Next slide. Okay, we're not going to do this. I'll just explain it real quick. It's called visual imagery. What this is just taking a trip, using this opportunity. It's kind of like meditation in a way. It's closing your eyes. You can do this while you're taking a break from your studies. If you're starting to get overwhelmed, you can take a break. You can close your eyes at your desk or wherever you're studying, and just think about a tropical place or any other place that you want to go, for that matter. You can take a trip in your mind a little bit to help you keep your mind off of what you're stressed about or overwhelmed with. So yeah, so that's one coping technique to help with stress. And a lot of these techniques are made to help you keep your mind off of what you're nervous about or stressed about, and it helps you to relax more, because when we're stressed, we get really tense and our blood pressure rises and all that. And then sometimes for some people, they turn to drugs and alcohol because they think they may think, or even tobacco, smoking cigarettes, they think it's going to help them with their stress, but it's unhealthy. It's not a very good choice. And the things that we mentioned, like listening to music and exercising and all those things, meditation, deep breathing, all those are good ways, healthy ways to manage stress. Okay. All right. So next slide. We're almost done. Okay. So this week is National Drug and Alcohol Facts Week, 2021. It's March 22nd through the 28th. And so what this is just part of my job is when we go out to the schools, we just spread more information about the effects of drugs and alcohol have on the body and brain. And we just do that to every student that we talk to for 1 week. So yeah, next slide. So I'm going to ask you some true and false and multiple choice questions. You can type your answer in the chat if you want. Yeah. All right. So true or false? In the United States, nearly 30 people died every day from drunk driving crashes in 2019. True or false? Just type your answer in the chat. Okay. I see A, true, true, true. Okay, y'all are correct. It is true. Every day, 28 people died as a result of drunk driving crashes in the United States in 2019. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, that's one person every 52 minutes. Alcohol can impair coordination and memory, leading to devastating accidents. Wow. Okay, next slide. Okay, number 2. What is a common reason people may use drugs even if they know using drugs may be unhealthy for them? A, to cope with trauma. B, to feel pleasure or experience a high. Or C, to enhance performance in sports or school. Or D, all the above. Okay, we have D, 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 D. Yep, you are correct. It is all the above. People can choose to use drugs for many reasons. They may want to feel good, stop feeling bad, or perform better in school or at work, or they are curious because others are doing it and they want to fit in. In some people, repeatedly using drugs can lead to medical problems known as substance use disorder or addiction, in which they may find it very difficult to stop using drugs on their own. Addiction can make it hard to stay in school, keep a job, and maintain healthy relationships with loved ones. Okay, next slide. True or false? Vaping nicotine can be addictive, just like smoking cigarettes. A, true. B, false. A, yep, it is A, true, okay? Nicotine in any form can be addictive. The vapor from vaping devices typically contains nicotine and a range of other chemicals. Additional research is needed to fully understand how these other chemicals affect health. Okay, good. Number 4, this is the last one. Okay, two well-known components of the cannabis marijuana plants are THC and CBD. Both affect the brain, but which compound is psychotropic or produces a high by altering consciousness? A, CBD, B, THC. Okay, we have B, question mark, B, and B. Y'all are correct. It is B, THC. It's a long word. I'm gonna try to pronounce this. Tetrahydrocannabinol. Okay, that's what that means. It is a component of cannabis that alters consciousness and produces a high feeling in certain doses. Okay, next question. I thought that was the last one, but we have one more. This is the last one. Number 5, which of the following is a concern raised by health professionals about vaping devices? A, some research suggests teens who vape regularly are more likely to try other tobacco products. B, tests have found toxic chemicals that are known to cause cancer in the aerosol vapor of some devices. C, a filler used in some vaping products, especially those containing THC, is linked to a serious lung illness called EVALI. Or D, all the above. Okay, we have D's. Okay, that is correct. It is all the above. Very good, guys. Researchers have found toxic chemicals known to cause cancers in the aerosol vapor of some vaping products. And in 2020, thousands of people got sick and dozens died from an illness called EVALI, which stands for e-cigarettes or vaping use associated lung injury. Laboratory data show that vitamin E acetate, an addictive in some THC-containing vaping products, is strongly linked to the EVALI outbreak. Okay, all right, next slide. All right, so in conclusion, we are done. So, you know, time management is key, okay? Time management is so important. It's an important skill that, of course, you are learning through college and finding what things help you to study better and to manage your time better. And so these are just some techniques and some tips for you guys that you can take with you as you continue your education in college. And yeah, I hope you found these tips, and I hope you, yeah.
Does anybody have any questions for him? There's also oh, I didn't send it. I thought I copied it. I'm gonna post a survey to be completed.
Okay.
Okay, there it goes. So if y'all could please fill that out. But does anybody have any questions for Eric or comments?
I just want to say thank y'all so much for coming in and listening, and and all your busy day. I know your schedules are crazy as the semester is going on, and especially this at this point of the semester when we're getting close to the ends. Just stick with it. You're all going to do a fine job this semester, and yeah.
And if y'all think of any questions later, y'all could always email me and I could get with him. You can find me on the website, or I can also put my email in the chat. Okay. Last call for questions. Sorry, I'm trying to, oh,